Okay. All right, so this was, excuse me, when we said we had a replica of the buyer um, interface. So I don't think we have to go through this. Let me. Okay, this is the actual marketplace. Okay. Again, it's configurable with, this. You'll be able to, the actual user of the marketplace will be able to put in whatever images they want, right? But this is the landing page that they would embed in their website, right? So they, in their website, it would say go to the marketplace. When they hit it, it would be, if their company's JPS, it would say welcome to JPS Marketplace. And then we'd have to come up with some good content here. They'd learn more or they browse categories, right? This is all configurable as well to some extent for content. But the idea behind this was to give categories that they wanted to promote, right? We just selected a couple, right, for home or business. Here's a couple that were in there that are in their marketplace: mobile solutions, design, antivirus, and here's their community, right? And here's some testimonials, okay? And to learn more. So that's the landing page for the actual so now they might have something you want to search on in particular. You can either go to the catalog here or browse catalogs here. And it's a standard, right? Standard marketplace, right? Nothing crazy, nothing special. You can view it in two different ways. I don't think it works right now, right? So we'll give you kind of long form you can sort it, you can search, you can filter by price. Again, all this stuff is configurable. You can do a comparison, right? And you'll be able to, when you're in, let me go back actually. The way to do it is to come here, and this is the comparison button. You'll click this, and these will be the ones that you want to compare. Doesn't work, obviously, now. It's just taking you to a design link. But each one that you compare, it'll keep on adding them up in the compare. And these are the features and functions. And you got to remember that all of these features and functions are all put in directly by the vendors when they sign up. So it all kind of flows through as they're putting in their products, right? So that's the catalog. That's the comparison. Yeah. Right. So these are just headings, right? So these might be, and they're configurable headings, right? These are the categories of the features. These are feature categories, right? Data analysis, analytics, social awareness, protection, security, and then they'll keep scrolling down as many features and functions as they have. Okay. So fairly simple interface. The catalog, the community, the comparison. Once you're in the catalog, right, you can. Yep, absolutely. Right, you're gonna come into the catalog page. It's gonna give you the detail. You're gonna choose your price book, how many licenses. This is a little forward for me. I might remove this later on. It probably has to go into a tab, right? Oh, so the entire thing is the landing page is customizable. They can put in. When you said create the marketplace, I showed you that, right? They're putting in their images. Let's go back to the landing page. It's probably the most customizable, right? At this point, we're going with these templates, right? So it's not like super customizable in the MVP stage, right? I mean, there are other marketplace builders that probably do a better job of physically enabling you to customize the marketplace, right? We're just not. That's not all we're doing, right? So this is kind of a. I think this is a simplified version. It's okay, right? That allows you to, you could put your, you could put whatever content you want to put in, logos, upload videos. It's your own, right? You get to choose whatever vendors you want to focus on and whatever categories they might be, right? It could be your own learn more, right? This could be a video sitting behind here. So lots of ways to customize it, but in general, it's going to be, to start, it's template driven, right? The community is obviously, theirs, and the testimonial is theirs as well, right? So that's so then when you go to the marketplace, right? I think there should be more information sitting up top, right? They could add their own whatever pages they want, right? These are template driven pages for them to put in whatever content. Doesn't work right now. Oh yeah, it does, right? So they can put in whatever content they want in particular, or they can use content that we have, and they can add, they can add as many pages as they want. It's right. Again, this is just dummy content, right? So, right. So it's going to get you to the detail page, right, of Coral Draw, actually Adobe Photoshop, right? And it'll give you, this is all of this is content that was put in by the vendor and either just forwarded, if you would, right, from the reseller into the marketplace, cut and pasted, right, or they could create their own content that they want to put in here. And the wording is terrible here. Choose your price book, and the positioning of this right now. This is very like consumer oriented, this whole thing. So I'm probably going to make some changes to this. I think it needs to go into a tab, right? And then we have a couple of just, tabs here. There's going to be more because it's cloud oriented. So this is really just like the basics of what the detail page will be. And we decided, instead of keeping on iterating on the front end, like I said before, as we go through the back end functionality, we'll do some redesign of the front end. And so so this is one of the things that is like, it just looks ridiculous to me, right? Do you want, you know? Oh, buy now? Yeah, you're gonna register as a user on the website. You're gonna sign in, and you're gonna go to not found. That's what's gonna happen. I don't. Good question. I like that. So if you're gonna go to buy, you're gonna go into here. You're gonna buy now with your if you're registered, right, as a registered user, right, and you're already buying from JPS, right? Because you're browsing on the outside, right? Right now. You're just browsing outside of the private portion, right? Now you're going to go in and you're going to register, and then you're going to go to your dashboard. But it shouldn't take you to the dashboard. It really should take you to a purchase, right? Continue with the purchase process, right? Give you more information. So yeah, that's just one more thing. And this is a little weak in the way the front end pages. There's probably like another 30, 40 pages we have to add to this all in, All right, so if you're in, again, so if you're in the website, you're just in the JPS website, right? That's what you're doing. You're tooling around and you're, I don't know if it goes back. Yeah, it does. Cool. So now so this is the landing page for the marketplace, but I guess it depends on your reference as a customer. If you're already a JPS customer, but you haven't bought anything through the website, right? You haven't bought anything through the marketplace yet, right? You'd have. That's correct. Absolutely correct. Right. So most of these people are already customers, and what they do is they'll promote the marketplace themselves. Right. It'll be on their landing page. Come to the marketplace. It's all brand new. See what cool products we have. Right. And then they'll come to welcome to the marketplace. Right. And then, so the other thing that we have to do here is we have to do two things. We have to promote the buyer side, which we haven't done a good job with yet. And there's two parts of the buyer side. You're just going to do the regular buyer experience, which is shopping, right? Online shopping, browse categories, right? Or you might come here and say, or you might do the compare, right? Come here and do some comparison. Or you might say, wow, this is complicated. I need to get other people involved in this. And at some point, there should be a pop-up. Do you want to start up a process, a selection process? No. So these are the vendors, right? This is all the software guys. JPS is a distributor. Well, he could choose whatever products he wants. That's the beauty of it. He chooses his portfolio of products and how he wants to. And that's one of the cool things about this entire process is giving a company that has lots of customers, they're going to be in a specific sector with a silo of customers. And maybe they're already selling communications products. So they will bundle up communications products around their core offering. If these guys are an IT company that sells to hospitals, they'll surround it with other types of collaborative hospital whatever. I don't know, whatever hospitals use, right? Software for hospitals. So everybody will have their own separate, so they'll be able to choose them through the ability to go as they're building out their marketplace. They just click and choose whatever they want, and it becomes part of their marketplace with all of the information that was already put in by the vendors. Totally separate. They could just choose all of them and say, I want to sell everything. I'm a general guy, and I'm just going to be an SEO guy, and I'm going to try to sell whatever I want. Or I'm like a guy who's got a lot of customers, and I want to focus some direct stuff to them. And I want to do a really good job marketing, and I want to use this as a workforce extender for my sales force, maybe. I mean, you could use it in however way you want, right? So now they select their own stuff, right? They have their catalog. They can go to their community, right? Same community that we looked at before, right? Get information, tips and tricks, build a reputation, right? Again, this is all just content that we threw in, right? See the top trending articles or search articles, and we saw this before, right? So now for me, the next step here, right, after you've done this is you're like, wow, this is difficult, or this is too hard. I got to collaborate with other people in my organization, right? So they want to do this collaboration, and how do they do it? And this is a little screwed up in the process. Let me see if I can. Again, I can't even find this stuff. This is a problem for me. Okay, so they're going to go, they're going to get here. So how do you get here? We haven't done the navigation yet. Okay, so the navigation from there to here should be, hey, I'm having a problem with my technology selection, and it should be like promoted because it's big, right? It's an important thing for them, right? And if they've chosen it as part of their pricing package, the distributor I'm talking about, they can offer it to their customers, right? And so now they're like, oh, cool, I help me with the selection process, and it should take you to a new projects button and walk you through the new. We went through this yesterday, I believe, right? What the new projects are, and then you fill out all your information, and then you create a project, right? Did we look at this yesterday? Oh, okay, let's do it. Okay, so here's what happens, right? If you're so let's say you go through that process, you've never used it before. We need to create a link somehow, really all through the platform, right? That navigates you if the distributor has elected to take the technology selection engine, right? Product set, right? We'll have to be able to promote that through through this entire platform. But a good logical place is where we just were, right? You're in the marketplace. You've done a compare. You're like, a pop-up comes up and says, "Need to talk to other people," or something cute, right? That'll help them. They're gonna be able to come into a project that enables them to collaborate with other people in their organization, choose features and functions through the product sets, compare those features and functions in their level of importance, assign tasks that have to be done when you're making a selection of technology, especially in a big organization, right? Certain things are important to other people, and maybe somebody has to review, security. Say it again. You got it. All right. So here's what happens. They're going to come in and they have no project up yet, right? They're going to come they're going to choose a template, right? And there'll be different templates that they can utilize. That'll kind of drive the rest, because they might have done it before and they'll save the template and they'll just keep on doing it, right? So they'll save it and name it. They'll kind of do this whole format down here. They'll save it and it'll keep on driving from the top, because most people do the same thing over and over and over again, right? They're gonna name it. They're gonna put a start date to the project, of hopefully an end date to the project, and what type of category this might be. And they can name their own category, or we're gonna drive them, I think, from the top at first. So again, we want to share information across the platform. So this category might be ERP, or it might be whatever, Photoshop, or whatever it might be, right? So now they're going to say, all right, I've got this category. Now I have a certain product that I'm trying to figure out, and they're going to either search for it, or there should be a drop-down menu here, but we haven't put that in yet, right? And they're going to look for these products, or the kind of search word, and they'll have those products, and they'll put in the information about the product will drop down, right? That it's the product name and all information, relevant information. Then they'll describe it, because you're just putting together this project information. This is the administrator, right, of the project, is starting to put together the bones of it, right? They describe it, and then they're like, okay, great. Now I want to add people to this particular project. I know what it is, so they start adding people, right? They add John Martin, right? They have a drop down of all their employees that they've added from before, and they've already kind of given everybody user rights and access. So they add this guy, right? And they say, okay, now what kind of category is the product? What is the title of his tasks that he has to do, and what can he do overall in this particular project? Again, a lot of this stuff is kind of rules-based driven. So he can do certain things and he can't do certain things. Now here's other kind of important things. We're saying, well, can he look at a demo? Can he participate in the RFI? Can he participate in the RFP? And there'll be a bunch of these buttons, right? An RFI is a request for information or a request for pricing, right? They're in a selection process. They're kind of standardized tools, and in a way, what we're doing here is we're creating this online RFP, RFI process. Normally, what companies do is they start a project and then they say, well, let's get some vendors, right? And then we'll select them. We'll just get them from anywhere, and we'll start adding people to them, and then we'll send them out this template. We'll all collaborate as a company, and we'll do it on a spreadsheet. And now we'll start putting down features and functions that we think are important, even though most people don't know anything about it. So they all have to go through their research separately, right? Now they get a whole bunch of vendors together and they start the interview process, right? Either they get them on the phone or they do the demos, right? And they have a whole room of people. This process is put in place to let people work at their own pace, access their own, digital assets, and give them the ability to find out as much information and collaborate as an organization transparently, right? Make sure everybody gets all the work done. Everybody sees what the product is. Everybody's in on the process, right? And then you could see how it's going as the project is moving forward, because that's not what happens today. All right, so here's what happens. So now you put the product description in, and then you want to add the employee, and he's going to say, here's my tasks that I want this guy to do, right? And the task might be, right, look at a demo, right, do a million different things. He's got to read some papers, right, or call up some references. So you give him tasks to do, right, and you give him a timeline, right? I don't know, maybe it's not all in here. So you can keep doing that. There should be a timeline in here as well for him, right? And you can say that this guy's, the importance of his voting, he's 75% because he's not really that involved. But maybe the users of the platform, they're 90%, and maybe the secretaries in the company are 50% or 10%, right? So it's a weighted average on their voting, okay? So now you do this, you add all your employees, you've named your project, you've said, okay, what are the particular, you're going to start adding in your product sets, right? Maybe you add 1, 2, 3, 5. And then what that's going to do is that's going to bring all of the features and functions, right, into which we haven't created yet, but all the features and functions into a one pager where you're going to vote. We have kind of what we're going to do, right? I'll show it to you, right? This is, so you'll land on this approximately, right? And it's going to say, here are the features and functions. And this is John Martin's view, okay? He comes here and he says, all right, I got to start working on this stuff. All right, what do I have to do? Let me move this over so you can see it. All right, he's got 5 goals and tasks that he has to do, and here they are. He's got to add animations. He's got to do a demo. He's got to call some dudes, and as he does it, it's got a date on it. He completes it. He reads it. He accesses it from here, right? Some of it. When he completes it, he checks that he completes it. We're still kind of up in the air whether we're going to drive him towards an automated completion process. He's got to read through it and open it, and we might just let them do it on their own, right? Yes, I've done it, and they click, yes, I've done it, right? So, but he gets the administrator is giving him tasks and goals. Got to complete all of those. And once he does, he then goes, I don't know what he does. He goes back this way. Sorry. Okay. You can then see what everybody else has done as well, right? So now he's like, so far this vendor, remember he's the buyer and he's looking, he's in the distributor's interface. This is all the ones that they've chosen out of the pool that's available to that reseller. Okay? So now he's like, all right, now we got these Bunch of guys, right? Let's start voting on him. I think this guy's web materials were crap. I'm going to vote. The vote doesn't work now. I'm giving it a 40, right? Here's their graphics. I'm going to give it a 100. Here's their features. I'm going to give it a 20. Whatever, right? So he goes through the entire thing. He's done his process, and it starts aggregating, right? All of the voting, right? So, and he's all, now he's seen. Yes. Yep. The features are predefined actually by the vendor, the product descriptions, right? So say it again, please. Yeah, it's going to be tough. No, I'm with you. That's probably going to be one of the hardest parts of the administration of it. That's a big task for Aponte to do, is to make sure that, again, a lot of the biz dev and collaboration and groupings of the features and functions are going to fall on the super admin to do. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of that going on. How does stuff correspond or not? But we're going to make sure that they can't create. Go ahead. Yeah, did we say that? They're gonna get the. Oh, here's what's gonna happen. The admin for the it should, the admin who's putting together the project can choose the features that they want. But there's two schools of thought on that, right? There's when you're doing an RFP, you want to show one of the things is, do we have the feature or don't we have the feature? So what'll happen here is not everybody will have, this is showing that everybody has the features. In design tools, there might be 10 features, right? Now, this guy might only have 4 of them. This guy might have 10 of them, right? So it's important to know when you're doing a comparison, right? Which features are they have or they don't have, and the admin will set up the weight of the features, right? They'll say this particular could be anybody you assign, whoever the buyer assigns. Usually, it's a buyer and it's a buyer in a company. Like, well, they're drop downs, right? So they'll be all there, right? And they can say weight them all evenly, right? Or weight them 100%, 50%, 10%, right? So all the features will be there, and they can either take all their features and group them and weight them by the whole group, the design tools, and maybe they're all bundled together, and those are worth 20%. Well, they don't have to add up to 100. They're like a value of 0 to 100, right? And it's important because not every company, like you said, has the same feature sets. They don't, right? We do want to standardize on a. This is the complex portion of it, and this really adds value to the platform, right? When somebody's able to come in and start seeing what everything is within the process, and have it open, and know that the engineers and the IT guys have weighed in on security, right? And they've said it's cool, and then you can go back and look in the administration portion of it. I think everything that they've commented on, right? It all becomes open and notorious, and the trust is all there. They've all looked at the demonstrations. They've all done their background. They've gotten background information. They've gone to the community. Everything that they need for making a trusted decision is now here. They can trust themselves. They trust the company that they're working with, and now they get all the cool background information about each particular product that they're looking at. Uh, where do they leave comments? That's a good question. Yeah, so they have it. So can they leave comments though while they're? That's a good question. How will they leave comments on the? Yeah, maybe when they vote, we'll have them leave comments. That's a good idea, right? And maybe there'll be overall, maybe there'll be a comment box for them. I like that. Yeah, each one of them will have their own vote, and then this will be the aggregate, right? Each one of these. So web, yeah. Oh yeah. No, totally. Yeah. No, yeah, totally. That's we're saying the same thing, I think. All right. What I'm saying is that there's everything is subgrouped, right? So it's Coral Drawer, then it's and the namings here. Forget about what the names are here, right? So there's right. This could be anything. We'll call it web presentation. We'll leave it there, right? And on the web presentation, there might be 5 subcategories in web presentation, and under and then under web materials, there might be 5 subcategories under web materials to break it out as granularly as we haven't determined how granularly we need to go, right? But they'll all be collapsible, right? And then they'll all aggregate up, and then this will be the aggregate of the aggregate, right? So, we've kind of looked at all of. So that's pretty much it on the voting side. So here's the other thing: is um, if you have access and they've given you access and you want to see a demo, this is again. Remember, this is your panel that you're looking at as an individual. Press the button, see the panel. You want to participate in the RFP, see the RFP, whatever those tasks are, they'll be available to you right up top. You start doing those things. Once you do it, it goes in. It'll understand that you've looked at the demo, completed the demo, and taken your task off. Right? So some people are going to love that, and some people are going to hate it, right? But again, it's all about one of the things that people really resonated with people is this herding cats mentality, right? Is that nobody wants to participate in this stuff as a group because that's not how things are done these days, right? Everybody wants to do it on their phone. So you can do this on your phone or your iPad, right? Right? Or at the beach or at your house, right? Whatever, right? So separately, right? So deals and orders. So again, this is a very similar. This is again, you're on the buyer. This is on the buyer side, right? And we've looked at all this. This is a repeat, but just from the perspective of the. We'll go to the dashboard first, actually. So we did did we do the dashboard yet? This is the dashboard for the buyer, right? This is everything that's been done from either your perspective as the person who's logged in, right? And depending on what roll up you get, right? So that's you get to see, and all of these things, by the way, it's all every time we do one of these dashboards, it's your access or your portion of the access, right? How we're collecting that information, right? So this is activity that pertains to you as far as it's administrated to you. We looked at that. Deals and orders, same thing. This is what we've purchased instead of what we sold. You talking to me? No, deals and orders. Are you still following me? Oh, you want to do employees? Same thing. You add your employees and you give them user rights. Add a new employee, right? You've added them. It doesn't work, but you're going to add them and then you're going to give them user rights. Ticket system, same thing. Financial part, same thing as we saw in the other. Everything, almost everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. So what I'm going to do is the stuff that we went, the first stuff, I'm going to try to do my own quick time, right? And so I can give you kind of like an overview of what we did before, right? And hopefully I can send that to you. Blow up. All right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Wednesday's good. Thursday's Thanksgiving here. Okay. Wednesday's fine. Thursday's out. I'll be eating turkey. Um, and then I'll be available on Friday. You know, I mean, but I'll be. Listen, you want to send me, Skype? You got questions while you're working? Don't worry about it. I mean, I'm always online. All right, doesn't matter Friday. I mean, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like you, right? Always online. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's not that exciting over here. It's just the relatives. All right. So, cool. That's good. This was great, by the way. Thank you so much. And hopefully we can get that quick time over to you. It's not going to be. Hopefully, I'll probably do the YouTube upload with it. I think we'll see, but I'll let you know. Okay.